Oh, What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Review Show. I'm your host, Chris. Joining me today is my co-host, Kelsey. And today, we are talking about some gaming fuck-ups. That's what we're doing. Some fuck-ups on potential fans, who fucking knows. Some fuck-ups on mainly the gaming creators, I guess we'll go with, themselves. The game creators themselves. We're gonna kind of see how this goes, but we're gonna start the list off with Apex. Some of you might know what's going on with this, some of you might not. We're gonna jump into it. Kelsey, I'm gonna let you take it away to start with, and we'll go from there.
So we've got two significant kind of fuck-ups, as you put it, from Apex Legends in a very short span of time. Apex Legends is pretty new. Like, it just kind of came out in January, but they started an Iron Crown event, which was going to be all kinds of cool stuff. They were throwing all kinds of new things at people, and it was an event where people could earn things. One of the ways they fucked up, though, is this game already has multiple different types of currencies in it, and they invented a whole new currency just for this event, which isn't too crazy, but in a game that already has 3 currencies, that was kind of weird. And then their loot boxes were some of the only ways that they were able to get. It's a free-to-play game. In case you don't know, Apex Legends is a free-to-play game, so they are clearly intending to get all of their money off of microtransactions. So they want us to be buying the skins, they want us to be buying the weapons, they want us to be buying and upgrading.
Right.
And so they introduced these loot boxes that were way more expensive than the regular loot boxes. And in addition to that, there was no way to grind out this new kind of currency. So you had to buy it. So to get the best things in this game, you had to spend, and if you wanted all of them, because there are some people who do, you had to spend over $170, which, as far as microtransactions is concerned, is an insanely huge amount of money, and most people aren't going to do that. I know a few that would for certain games.
Final Fantasy VII, let's go.
Final Fantasy VII, Overwatch, Smite, like
Final Fantasy VII, let's go.
But for most of us, that's too much. And then the second fuck up. Actually, do you want to react at all to this fuck up or add extra details before I go into the second one?
So I mean, well, my main thing, I think, and if I'm correct on what the second one is, I got a big one on that one, so I'll wait for that part. But
if you want to, you can just introduce the second one. They're related.
Right. So what the second one is the fact that they kind of came out and kind of did this whole, like, sorry bit. In my opinion, they did this whole sorry bit, but the original intention, from the way that I took it from multiple different sources, was they never intended on letting you earn it in game. You had to spend money.
Yes.
And then whenever fans got upset about it, they then were like, "Oh, sorry. We didn't know that it was going to be that big of a stretch, that, you know, we had plans to make it to where you could earn in game, and we'll do that better going into the future." And to me, that's easily like the shittiest thing you can do. Like, there's one where you could just be an asshole, and Bethesda Studios did that. And honestly, because Bethesda Studios did that, I gained respect for Bethesda Studios. They literally knew that Fallout 76 was probably going to be ass because it was their first time doing a multiplayer online experience. They knew it. So they didn't give it out on anything else besides physical copies, which the retailers already buy it from them, so they already made their money. Mm-hmm. And they did not release it on Steam like all their other Fallouts. They did not release it on any other platform. They made their own server to host it, their own launcher, so that way they didn't have to give refunds. Smart. That's fucking smart. And when people got upset because the game was bad and wanted their refund, Bethesda said, "What refund? Read the fine fucking print. All sales are final." That was smart. It's a dick move, but it was smart because they got their money and their game was ass. They still fixed it. It's not like they didn't put time into it, but they wanted to make sure they were going to be able to keep the money and people weren't going to all just throw it away and not give it a second chance. And now guess what? Fallout 76 does have a pretty fucking healthy community that plays it right now, which is great. It's awesome. It feeds into whatever the next Fallout's going to be. And if they do another MMO, it'd be great. This, in my opinion, is just a shitty way to do something. Like, just shitty way to do something. Um, like holy fuck, there's so many things out there where like they do these like limited time things, and I know you don't play a lot of multiplayer games, but they do it, and it's called a battle pass. And what that is that there's two battle passes. There's a battle pass that you can buy that will give you just strictly stuff that you can only get by buying. And it also gives you double the experience you would learn per level to help not only move you through the tree faster, so you get all the stuff that you get in the original battle pass, but the people who don't want to pay money still get rewarded, and they still get stuff that you can only get if you play the battle pass long enough to get to the stuff. So they still have a goal, and there's still pretty sweet items on the battle pass. So that is a great way to do that. This is like, here's a limited time thing. You can earn shit. Doesn't really do anything for you, but you can buy shit with your real money as long as this is here. And what I do like the most is that apparently some YouTuber made a video on this as well, and a lot of people are rallying around it, and it was called Welcome to the Go Fuck Yourself Limited Time Mode. I was like, that's pretty fucking good. I like that.
Well, one of the other issues is that this particular developer has, like, when they launched Apex Legends, one of the things they came out and said, they're like, hey, we don't want to be a pay to play. We want this to be fair. And so we're going to try to move forward with always being fair. And then this was one of the moves that felt as unfair as possible with their,
Right.
like, in comparison with their competitors.
Absolutely.
So it was a very significant fuck up. And their audience responded well by being like, hey, guys, really screwed this one up. And so they responded with an apology, and then they threw those items into they're actually going to cycle them through loot boxes and things like that to make them more accessible, which also to some degree kind of screws over the people that were willing to pay extra for these limited time things, which I think
for sure
is a really complicated situation where you can't make anyone happy.
Right.
But you really want to reward the people that were spending money, because that's how your game was designed to make money. But it led into the second fuck up.
Right.
Which, do you want to introduce that one?
No, you got it. You roll
Okay.
it.
So the second fuck up came with the apology. They apologized. They introduced, I think at this particular time is when they introduced a new mode so people could play and they could do a little bit more grinding, not a lot, but a little bit more grinding. But then also it came with their apology. Their devs got onto Reddit and started interacting with the people that were there, but they were interacting as devs for the company.
Right.
And people were pissed because it's the internet. People are always pissed on the internet. Yep. And so
Reddit is really not the place you want to go for that.
Yeah, I don't know much about Reddit, to be totally honest. I've got stories about that. I don't know much about Reddit, but my guess is live opportunities for trolling aren't often missed. And so they weren't. Redditors came after them with like spit and vitriol. Like they were saying some truly terrible things because they're on the other side of the internet and they can, including death threats and things like that. And the developers started shooting back, and they were calling all the gamers freeloaders and dicks and various other slangs and slurs, and it was unprofessional, not because that stuff isn't all over the internet, but because they were acting as representatives of the company at the time when they were calling people freeloaders for playing a free-to-play game. So they had to apologize twice.
Yep.
Any thoughts on that one?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I said, I mean, there's ways to do this. If you're going to be a dick about it, just say, hey, you know, I'm going to be a dick about this. Cool. I probably would have had a little bit more respect for you, and you would have just been like, hey, this is how it is. Like, it's a limited time thing. It's only going to be here for a while. If you want these skins, you have to pay money while you're here. That's great. It's awesome. Cool. That's totally you to do that. But to do this half-ass apology and then fuck basically both sides of the fans over, it's great. It's just crazy.
And to call people freeloaders on a free-to-play game was just very surprising, and I think tone deaf to the audience that they're trying to draw in, because they're called whales, the people that are willing to go in and spend a lot on these microtransactions. Yep. Whales aren't super common. Like, they're rare, and right now they're holding up the entire platform because there are, according to the developers, so few people that spend money. But this is also one of the more expensive games to play if you're going to actually spend money in it to get stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive to do so. It's more expensive than the competitors. And so they're trying they haven't hit a sweet spot with their particular community yet for, hey, how low do we go that you'll actually spend on these so that way we can make money and we can continue making content for you. And fortunately, the CEO did come out and say, hey, things did not go as they should have. This is our second apology. I'm going to stand with them that they weren't their best versions of themselves and they acted unprofessionally. And I'm sorry that they acted unprofessionally, but it's hard to act professionally when you're in the face of death threats to like you and your family and your kids and all that jazz. Like that's inappropriate too. So we're all going to try to be better people.
Right.
And that was basically the second apology.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit impressed that they actually stood by the developers, because my guess is there wasn't an HR person standing over the developers' shoulders going, oh shit, yeah, you shouldn't be saying that.
Right. Yeah. Man, they had so many ways to go a different way with this one, and they just chose not to. Oh my god.
And it's Regenix, which is run by EA Games, which I think would have better.
No.
EA Games. I'm not impressed with EA at all. My personal opinions. I've found
EA
somebody
Games
who was
is
like, they make great
about-
shit. And I'm like, we cannot have a conversation.
EA Games is all about microtransactions. That's it. Everything is behind a paywall. Everything is behind a paywall. That's all EA is about. The only time I ever play anything from EA is whenever it's a new Madden. That's about it. That is it.
Is this common, though, for developers to get on Reddit and interact with the community? Is that normal?
It's extremely common for developers to react with or act. I guess just it's extremely common for them to react to situations, but it's also extremely common for them to just get out there and talk to the community if the developer wants to be a good developer. So we've seen things like this where Bungie used to do it back when they did Halo. I know they still do it with Destiny, but Destiny's just fucking trash anyway. But just being able to have that feedback with, and a lot of people still somewhat do it to a very small extent. And what they more do is like for the people who play the game a lot, they reward them by giving them access to like a public test server. And so whenever they get to a high enough level, they're in that public test server, and then those people can directly submit shit to the developers to let them know, like, hey, this shit isn't working before it rolls out live to everybody. A lot of people do it too. Like League is a big one that does that for sure, where they have public test servers. You can try shit out and then kind of give people your thoughts and views on that. Blizzard's another one that does that. That's why Bree was able to play Roll Lock whenever we did the whole Roll Lock show, because she's part of the public test server and shit like that. So. And I've been a part of a couple of those, and they're nice programs. It's not like they're not. They are nice programs. Other communities like I'm trying to think of one that me and you both know and like. Kali Entertainment. A lot of their games release post or pre-beta. So a lot of their games release in the alpha stages for like $20, and then you can get a super sweet deal on a game that's broken, and then basically you help them fix it. And then whenever it's done, they put it at full price for like fucking 40 or whatever. And then basically you got in whenever it was still broken and helped them create the game.
Okay, so basically an alpha.
Right. Yep.
Okay. And I don't think
they did pre-alpha?
That with this game.
Did I say pre-alpha? I meant pre-beta is what I meant to say on that one. Yeah. But yeah, it's an alpha. Because don't start together with an alpha for fucking ever. It just recently became a completed game. And they're still throwing shit in the game. Like the story's not even completely done in the game yet. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. So.
I didn't know that.
Yep. It is a really, really good game. They're still constantly adding characters. I think they just got a new character like last month, which is fucking cool as shit too. So I love Don't Start Together. So fucking good. But
so it is common for developers to interact like this. I wonder then if this was just developers that didn't expect the vitriol to be coming at them in these conversations, just lost their cool, or what? Because this can't be the first time developers have interacted with the community that the community was angry and they made them aware of it. This can't be the first time this has happened.
Oh no, not even close. I think the biggest one that people are still laughing about was fucking Blizzard Blizzard, actually. People who make fucking Overwatch, because they make World of Warcraft, and they also make StarCraft, and they also make Diablo, 3 huge fucking titles.
Yeah.
I am a huge fucking fan of the Diablo series. It's easily one of the best games ever. You ever play Diablo?
I have not, but I've heard you talk about it enough, and I think I've seen my husband play it a bit.
It is so good. You would fucking love it. I need to pull out like my fucking old school Diablos because I'm pretty sure I still have the disc to like 1 and 2, and then fucking just give them to you so you can fucking play them. It is 100% up your alley. Like, it's an old school RPG game where you pick your fucking class, fucking warrior, sorcerer, whatever, barbarian, and you're just going through trying to fucking beat back the fucking gates of hell from taking over the earth. Like, that's it.
Is there a story?
Yeah, and a fucking great story. That's
shouldn't have fucking asked because it's you. There's no way you'd play a game without a story.
Pretty much. So, so with that being said, it's with Vilm, their biggest issue is like they got everybody hyped for the latest BlizzCon, which is their fucking E3, their fucking Comic-Con, if you will. And they're like, we're going to be announcing the next Diablo project. So everybody's been like, oh, fuck, Diablo 4. This is going to be great. This is going to be so good. And they got on stage. That's all they said. So, people bought tickets to go to this to know what the fuck the next Diablo thing was going to come out. And, like, they saved it for the very end. People have been there all fucking day. And they literally come out and go, we're releasing Diablo Immortals. And everybody's like, well, that's weird. It's not a number. So, like, are you just going away from the numbers or what? And like, it's going to be a complete and total mobile game. People lost their fucking shit.
Oh, my God.
They were openly booed off stage.
At their own convention.
At their
my God.
Convention. Openly booed. And this is video that you can go watch on YouTube of them releasing it and everybody going, what the fuck? And just boo! Like, everybody was livid. You have a game that has been literally on the PC since its creation. Just finally got ported to fucking consoles with the latest one. And that was like years after it had already been out on the PC. And then you fucking show up, I don't know how many years later, like 6, maybe 8, who fucking knows? I'm gonna say 6, and you fucking go... Fucking, here's the mobile game. Like, people fucking lost their mind. They were so fucking upset. So yeah, no, this is the first one. The reason why I think Apex or even the Regenix or whoever the fuck it is that makes the game, the reason why I think they're probably going to catch a lot more hate than anybody else in the moment is they are in a very competitive market right now, and that is battle royales. Battle royales are very popular right now. People are fucking loving them, and you've got AAA titles now encroaching on that territory. There's been talks about Halo fucking trying to do a battle royale. There's been talks about multiple different game ports doing it. Call of Duty has battle royale, which I've played it. Blackout's fucking great. I mean, there's a lot of competition there, and then you also have the 2 remaining juggernauts who started the wave. Well, one that started the wave, the other one that copied because it fucking sucks. Being PUBG the one that started and Fortnite the fucking trash game. You already have those that have huge fucking fan bases that are dominating that industry right now. I don't know how much you know about Apex, but Apex, literally no one knew this game was coming out.
No one knew it was coming. Yeah, I actually looked it up because I wanted to know. And I even looked up Battle Royale because I wanted to know what the actual definition was. Because I'm like, okay, what makes this different than everything else? And it seems like a cool concept. Actually made me want to play it, to be totally honest.
I mean, it's basically Hunger Games is basically what Battle Royale is. That's pretty much exactly what it is. You just drop into a map and fucking go. Last person standing is the person that wins. So,
and the environment is consistently getting smaller to force you in interaction, so you don't get to play the whole like I'm just going to run to the corner and wait until everybody else dies. Like
just like Hunger Games.
Yep. I didn't say you were wrong.
I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm just making a joke at battle royales in general, like because people are like, "Oh my god, this concept is new and it's fucking amazing." It's not new. It's not. It's been done before. It's just not something you gave a shit about it.
Yeah. I just don't. I think it hasn't been done before in a video game setting.
In a video game setting, PUBG was the first one to like market it. Okay. People made maps with like fucking People made maps on like Minecraft and shit like that.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
played a couple of those. I'm really bad at them.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. They're in a very competitive market, and that's not helping them when they come across repeatedly in a short period of time as tone deaf, and they're kind of brand new
Yeah.
because they didn't join this scene until January of
Well,
this
they
year,
also had a
2019.
chance to kind of sit back and just really focus on what people hated about battle royales and try to
That's
make the
true.
perfect one, which is why people like Apex Legends so much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I played it myself. For those of you who think that maybe we're just shit on them because we've never played the game, because Kelsey doesn't play multiplayer games. I did play the game. It's not that it's not my cup of tea. It's just more along the lines of there was not enough there to keep me interested from playing like Blackout, which I've already invested so much time into. And I still don't even play Blackout religiously. Normally, when I'm getting on Call of Duty, I'm playing zombies, as most of you know by the fucking videos we're fucking. So usually I'm playing zombies anyway. So yeah, that's kind of like where that's at. I don't know. Like I said, there's been a lot of things where developers have chose to do certain things. Some of them have chose to just be assholes. Some of them chose, certain ways to try to backpedal out of things. And I think that's the worst thing you can do. Acknowledge that you fucked up and then leave it at that. They could have easily just came out and said, hey, maybe we weren't upfront about this. This is a limited time thing. Obviously, you guys know how we make money. Yes, the skins are only buyable, and only the people that could get them are playing the fucking thing. And if you're playing the thing, you earn this in order to allow you to unlock it. Boom, done. And then you could just took your ass over with, you didn't give them enough notice. Be like, next time in the future, we'll give you enough notice saying, hey, all these skins are going to be buyable. Or you could even say, in the future, what we'll do is we'll have a set of skins that are buyable, and then we'll have variants of those skins that aren't as cool that you can buy with in-game currency. So it's like you got like a fucking ninja knight with fucking falcon wings. All right, cool. Fucking the original one, you got the whole fucking thing. The fucking other one, he looks like a fucking ninja without the falcon wings and doesn't have a katana on his back. All right, cool. It's a little less cooler. Boom. But you still got a different skin, and you still feel like you're working towards something and not having to pay for it, which is, like I said, basically a battle pass. They just need to adapt the battle pass system. I don't know if they have one. They might. You can let me know in the comments below. It really doesn't fucking matter. They might have one. Who knows? But if they do, it's even worse on them because they should understand how that system works at this point. Regardless, they should understand how that system works at this point. But
well, that's what one of their developers claimed. Is there's plenty of science to know how these things work. There's plenty of data, and we have it. And you freeloaders don't pay for anything. And yeah,
that's definitely not a way you want to start that conversation. That's for. Whoops. Anyways, that's definitely not the way you want to start that conversation. That's for fucking sure. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's not the way you want to start the conversation. And when the resounding response from your audience is, hey, we're willing to spend money, you guys are asking us to spend too much, then the answer isn't, oh, hey, our audience isn't like our group of people here, our community isn't willing. It's, let's lower the prices from $18 to $7, from $7 to $3, and then see what happens.
Right.
And if your community responds by spending, now you found their price point. If they go, it's still too expensive, then start figuring out what you can do as developers your goal is to get money out of them. They know that. Most people aren't like me. I refuse to do microtransactions. I also don't play these games, so I'm not really hurting anybody. But many of the people that do play these games want the cool stuff. Like they like it. You've heard Chris talk about it. You've heard Bree talk about it.
I'm just saying,
find the price point.
If the remake comes out and I'm able to spend money to put more ribbons in Cloud's hair whenever I have to dress up to go to Wall Street, that's all I'm saying, or Wall Market. That's all I'm saying. Let's go. How much you need? Let me know. That's all I'm saying.
Ribbons. They sexy.
Yeah. Yes. But I will say, it's just, and that's another way they could have done it too, is just you had the in-game currency that basically was fucking useless. Use that as a discount. You get enough of this and you could fucking knock the fucking price off by half, and then you spend the rest of it fucking with money. There was multiple ways they could have done anything differently. Anything, literally. And
they chose not to.
I understand we're not fucking game creators. We don't understand the budget behind Apex. We don't work at fucking Region X or whatever the fuck it is. Doesn't matter. Everybody has a right to an opinion. This is our opinion. We obviously don't fucking support the game regardless anyways. I've never spent a single goddamn dollar on Apex, and I do not plan on doing it. I don't even know if I plan on ever even fucking playing the game again. Who knows? It might happen. I don't fucking know. Except right now I'll never play Fortnite, but I don't know about Apex.
You don't have the same hatred for Apex.
So we're going to go ahead and fucking end it here. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on the whole Apex scandal, if you will. Also, make sure you hit us on the Twitters for your more direct form of communication, or the Twitches, because that's where we go to play some video games. Make sure you share us around. It's going to be the best way for you to help us sharing us around. But at the end of all this, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.